Let's obviously start working through your fighters, as I say. Start off with Cody Davis. Was it last time
Yeah.
out? He was unsuccessful against Umar Sadiq. Now, I know you wasn't there for the fight as far as I can remember.
I was in Las Vegas with Guido. Yeah, Guido was fighting. Adam was there with Cody that night.
So I'm sure you'd have watched the fight back since. What was your thoughts on the
I watched it live. I watched it in our house in Las Vegas. I watched it. Do you know what it is? I've said this before. When you lose, and this is a manager, an advisor, whatever team you have, you all have to take a loss together. So we lose together. It's all our fault. One thing I said from the beginning, I told Cody, I says, Cody, you're too big for super middle. I've always said this to Cody. But because Cody is a great athlete, he can make it. It's a real horrible push to make it, but he can make it. But it's a struggle for him to make light heavyweight because he's a naturally big boy. And that was my fear, what was going to happen. And I don't want to, because I keep sounding like I'm discrediting Umar Sadiq, because he won fair and square. And I like Umar. I wish him the best. I have no interest in the rematch. Listen, if he wants to come for light heavyweight, it's a different question. But Umar's got that win. It's a great win. But it was down to Cody's weight. If you watch the Zach Chelly fight, which Cody didn't perform really to his best potential in that fight, but Cody won that fight because he came on strong down the stretch. Everyone that knows Cody, he comes on strong like a steam train down the stretch. Now, if you watch the fight with Sadiq, it was the total opposite. He gassed out because it was the weight. The weight that was bringing him down. It shouldn't have happened. But look, we've got to take the loss together. We win together and we lose together. Bad times and good times. And Cody will bounce back. I'd like him in a comeback fight against someone like Chad Sugden in an eliminator for the light heavyweight British title, because that's where he left off. So, or if Sadiq wanted a rematch at the light heavyweight, but Sadiq's got his ambitions at super middleweight, so I want to kind of leave him out of there. Sadiq's got his win, and really good luck to him. He's a great kid, so I wish him all the best. Cody's got Shakan Pitters, Chad Sugden, Craig Richards. They're all great fights for Cody.
To Lerrone, what was the plan with Lerrone Richards?
Oh God, that. Again, it was heartbreaking because we was in Las Vegas. We got Cody a fight date. Cody was going to fight the week after Joe, defending his British title. And then after that, we're looking at fighting him for the WBC silver title against, I can't pronounce the guy's name. I know his name. I cannot pronounce the guy's name for the life of me. So we had a great plan for Lerrone. The plans just they're up in the air, aren't they? Because of this coronavirus has come and messed everything up. But I'm sure Lerrone's going to be. I spoke to Frank the other day, and Lerrone's going to be hopefully fighting in July, August, and hopefully defending his British title.
Lerrone, again, I don't believe you was at his last fight against Lennox Clark. What did you make of his?
I was in Vegas again. Like, we take it in turns, and that's how it's. We take it in turns, like me and Adam, because Guido unfortunately usually fights on the same day as some of our other fighters. So I was in Vegas again. So I missed his British title fight against Lennox Clark. I thought Lerrone did very well, but I can tell you this, no, I'm not exaggerating. I saw Lerrone spar properly for the first time. Like, I've seen him a couple of rounds when in England before spar, but I've never seen him 10 rounds back to back with top level fighters. Lerrone is world class. Lerrone has shown absolutely 40% of how good he is so far. So Lerrone for me will win a world title.
That's what I was going to ask. I know he's sparred with Billy Joe Saunders in the past. You got Billy Joe and Callum Smith as two of the leading super middleweights. How far off those guys do you feel Lerrone is?
I don't want to listen. Billy Joe Saunders is elite level. Callum Smith is elite level. But aside of them, I think Lerrone's the best light heavyweight in Britain. Best super middleweight in Britain domestically.
As we touched on Billy Joe there, who was due to face Canelo before all of this had come about. What was your thoughts if that fight was to go ahead when boxing resumes?
I've always liked Billy Joe in that fight, because Billy's my friend as well. But I just think Billy's got the style. Whether he'd get the decision or not is another question in Vegas. But I think Billy's got the style to beat absolutely anybody. I think on his day, Billy's unbelievable.
Obviously, earlier on, you mentioned Guido V. How is Guido?
Guido's good. He's been training since December. He literally had Christmas with his family in Italy, flew to Las Vegas, He was due to fight in Canada. I can't remember the date. In March, I think it was. He's been training ever since in Las Vegas. He's been away from his family because what he usually does is have a couple of fights and then he goes home to Italy for a few months and comes back. But he's been out in Las Vegas training. Like, if you look at the shape he's in unbelievable shape. He's finally going to get a fight in the next few weeks.
What is the plan with Guido? How do you see kind of this year playing out? Because from what I've seen, from people who I've spoken to from America, certain states have different regulations or rules that are in place to deal with the coronavirus. It seems to be that people who are training out in Vegas have a bit more leniency, or they can work around the current situation. How do you see the plans playing out for Guido?
Well, listen, our plan was Guido. We want to bring him back to Italy at some point because he's got a big fan base in Italy. We wanted to step him up before the year was out, but I think Guido's only going to get a couple of fights probably this year. If he's two, I'd love to get him out 2-3 times. That'd be great. But I want to step him up. I want Guido to fight. The obvious fight to make for me is against Sonny Conto. I don't know whether you've heard of him. Sonny Conto is another young top ranked heavyweight. I think he's from Philadelphia, and that's a great fight. 2 young heavyweights, 50-50 fight. Let's get it on. We'll take that fight we'll take that fight at the end of the year.
How do you guys kind of plan to operate around the American shows, knowing about some travel restrictions starting to be put in place now? How are you guys going to anticipate it will play out to try to travel out, to try and manage your situations?
To be honest, mate, I'm hoping that you've got to be positive, haven't you, that this virus is going to clear. I watched the news this morning, and the kind of at a race with. They need a certain amount of people to be infected so they can kind of do the vaccine. So I'm hoping this virus is going to be cleared up by the last quarter of the year, and hopefully get crowds in by the end of the year, if not early part of 2021.
Oh man, that'd be brilliant if that was to be the case. Obviously,
you've got to be positive. You've got to be positive, or we'll all end up flipping, banging our heads against walls. You've got to remain positive.
So just to move on to another one you fought, is Florian Marku. Plans with Florian, how do you kind of see the year, or did you see the year?
Florian rings me every day saying, bro, Sam, I need a fight. I need to fight. Like, if you watch his Instagram with social media, Florian Marku is such a dedicated athlete. He really is. He's in unbelievable shape. He's ready to go now. I would put Florian I'd put him in with any welterweight in Britain right now.
Who do you see as the number 1 welterweight in Britain currently?
Tell me the top 5.
Well, the top 2, you'd say
Josh.
If Brook was to stay as a 147, you got Brook, Josh Kelly, Khan.
Is Amir Khan? Yeah, that's why I asked. Like, who's active? Like, I mean, talent-wise, Josh Kelly. I've seen Josh Kelly in the gym. I really rate Josh Kelly, and I hope Josh Kelly's. I mean, he's been getting a bit of stick in his last couple of fights, but he's been thrown in the deep end as well. He fought Ray Robinson in his 10th fight, and he got a lot of stick after that fight. And that's a hard fight. Do you know what I mean? For anyone, and he's still. Do you know what I mean? He's still a novice pro in that kind of respect. I think Josh Kelly. Is Kell Brook a welterweight? I don't know. Like, I think Kell Brook should have moved up ages ago. Amir Khan. You've got to put Amir Khan probably at 1 if he's still going to fight, and then Josh Kelly, Conor Benz, and then and everybody else.
Just to touch on Brook, we've obviously mentioned him there. There was talks of that potential Terence Crawford fight at the beginning of all of this. How do you think Kell would have fared against Terence?
I like Kell, but it's a one-way fight for Terence Crawford, in my opinion. Brook shouldn't be making 147. He struggled for years to make that weight. Brook should have. I remember being ringside watching Jarrett Hurd against Jason Wilborn. I think the Fury Wilder undercard. I remember sitting there watching that fight, and I was thinking in my head, I think Kell Brook would have a real chance here in this division. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's a move up, fight him, and then I don't know. I think he stuck around at 147 a little bit too long for me, Kell Brook. So in answer to your question, I know I'm kind of rambling on. I think Terence Crawford, he's my pound for pound number 1, Terence Crawford. So I think Terence Crawford would have beat him, definitely.
I mean, at 154, there has been talk of that Liam Smith fight
Great fight. That's a great fight. Yeah, I'm interested in that fight. It's a great fight.
How do you think it would have played out or would play out?
I like Liam Smith. Good operator, very good operator. I don't know. I actually, and I'm not sitting on the fence there. You know, I don't ever sit on the fence. I actually don't know how to call that fight, because if Brooks still got plenty left in the tank, that's a really, I don't know. I really don't know.
So, a couple more things before I do leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. Obviously, I've seen a few things coming up over social media that you're looking, or maybe not looking, but some rumours that promoting might be around the corner for yourself. Is that an avenue or something that you're looking into?
Do you know what? I've been asked this like so many times, that if I want to be like a promoter, like, but right now, who knows down the line? Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know down the line, but right now, I believe I'm very good at what I do managerially, with my fighters. I mean, I'm very. We give a very close personal service to our fighters. I've I've still got my my years in that, but who knows down the line. But I think I'd be a tremendous promoter.
And then some final things. We've obviously touched on the heavyweight division quite a bit today. There's always been a lot of talk about that potential undisputed heavyweight title fight between two Brits in Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. If we was to see that fight in the near future, how do you think it would play out?
It sounds like I'm discrediting Joshua. I think Joshua is done unbelievable things for British boxing over the last few years. He's been the spearhead. Do you know what I mean? He really has. He's done so much for British boxing. But Tyson Fury is here, and the other heavyweights are here, in my honest opinion. That's just my honest opinion. I think if Tyson Fury on form beats anybody in the world.
Right, Sam,
that's my honest assessment of that.
Sam, we will leave that there now, and we'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. As I said, I hope you stay safe during all of this and you come through the other side, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social. But before I let you go, what would you like to say to everyone who tunes in to watch our interview?
Just tune in, have a listen. Hopefully we can start doing some interviews face to face very soon. Everyone stay safe and stay healthy.
So I'll put there, Sam. We'll leave it like I say. Thanks for speaking to Boxing Social.
That's what, mate. Take care.